Maybe you from the 1970s, when the Los Angeles Rams was known as the Prison Foursome because of that defensive line. Or maybe you in the city of St. Louis, the gateway to the Midwest, where the greatest show on turf brought home the first ever Super Bowl championship. Or maybe you in the here and now, with the Rams back in LA, winners of Super Bowl 56. You can rock Eric Dickerson. You can rock Marshall Faulk, Isaiah Bruce, and Kurt Warner. Or maybe you rocking Cooper Cup, Aaron Donald, and Matthew Stafford. It doesn't matter because when it comes to this, it's all about the Los Angeles Rams. Horns up, Rams South. Time to talk Rams football. Ladies and gentlemen, Ramily, what's going on? You already know who it is. It's the Playmaker down in Silence Hill for a new episode of Ramily Talk here from the Playmakers Bar Network. Good to be back for another week. Got some news, got some notes for you guys. We're gonna recap preseason number 2 that took place out in SoFi Stadium against the Las Vegas Raiders that took place over this past weekend. Uh, then we gonna dive into weeks 11 through 14. But before I get to that, we're gonna recap what I did last week when weeks five through 9 before the Rams went into their bye week. But nevertheless, you know how I like to roll on here. So without further ado, let's get to some news and notes and let's recap preseason number 2 with the Rams. Okay. First on the docket, the Los Angeles Rams support Hawaii fire relief and recovery efforts during Saturday's game against the Las Vegas Raiders. All right. The Los Angeles Rams used their second preseason game Saturday against the Las Vegas Raiders at SoFi Stadium to help people affected by the Hawaii wildfires. Money raised through both the sales and auction of custom-made Mahalama Mayu shirts, as well as the in-game 50-50 referee, will support American Red Cross relief efforts for those who are in need. Quote, our thoughts are with those in need after the devastating wildfires swept through Hawaii. Close quote from Ann McConnell, Chief Development Officer at the American Red Cross. It was good to see that the Rams did such a thing to get a cause for that. That they called it cause for Malu, and not only their thoughts with the people in Hawaii, my thoughts are the people in Hawaii. Everybody who's a part of the Playmakers blog thoughts are with the people in Hawaii who has suffered through a trying time with the wildfires that took place over there. Speaking of our thoughts and prayers, my thoughts and prayers are also with everybody out in California as they are experiencing hurricanes over there in the Pacific. I know this is something that they are not used to. This is something that I am used to by staying in the state of Florida. So I know the tragedy. I know the feeling of you having a hurricane here. You don't know what's going to happen wherever you're at. So my thoughts is going out to those in California with the hurricane approaching, and my thoughts to the people in Hawaii as they went through a wildfires throughout some time. Moving right along here, the Los Angeles Rams teams up with Bowflex. And you know I had to read this. Bowflex, the makers of the world neuron red light therapy or RLT systems, is pleased to announce it has become an official sponsor for the Los Angeles Rams. As part of the partnership, both Flex's technology are incorporated into the Rams training and performance management programs. Established in 1989, BOFA is the industry leader in laser lights and red light therapy technologies. RLT, also known as photobiomodulation or cold laser, offers a wide range of benefits including pain relief, decreased edema and stiffness, decreased reoccurrence of injuries, increased range of motion, and faster recovery time. RLT is non invasive, non toxic, and is currently utilized in many countries worldwide. These benefits make it an ideal therapeutic option for today's high performing professional athletes. The CEO of Bowflex, Nicholas Artuna, says, "quote keeping their players on the field and performing at the highest level possible is paramount to the success of any professional team. We are thrilled that the Los Angeles Rams incorporate our products into their performance regimen. This sponsorship agreement is the next step in what we see as a long-term mutual benefit partnership." It's good to see that Rams are taking initiative and doing some stuff. So Bioflex is a interesting one. I've been saying Bowflex. My bad. Bioflex. I'm sorry. Bioflex. It's interesting to see how this works with the team. With the first year of this one going on, see how it works with the team. See how it works with stuff. Because we had an injury-ridden year last year. Okay, 16 different offensive line combinations. Matthew Stafford got hurt. Cooper Cup got hurt. We shut down Aaron Donald. It was just one of them years. Okay, so Bioflex. I got it right. Bioflex. Let's see how that works. Okay. Before I move on, here's a quote from the Rams chief commercial officer, Jennifer Prince, who says, "quote as we get ready to kick off another season, we are thrilled to welcome Bioflex as a official sponsor. Our performance team uses Bioflex products as one component of a best-in-class system for performance management, and we are looking forward to extending our relationship beyond the training room." So let's see how this relationship works with Bioflex, and let's see how things work with the Los Angeles Rams. All right, now I do believe we have a preseason game to recap, even though I really don't pay attention to the preseason, as I said last week, because mainly for us is really let's see how the young guys look and make sure we are 100% healthy for the regular season, which is why we don't play our starters. So we had the Las Vegas Raiders come rolling in. They beat us 34-17, the same score as the Los Angeles Chargers did in week one. Aiden O'Connor for the Las Vegas Raiders picked us apart 11 for 18, 163, 2 touchdowns. Brian Hoyer came in, did pretty much the same thing, 12 for 22, 144. He threw a pick though. I'm gonna get to that pick in a minute. But Jimmy Garoppolo did see his first shot. He did one drive. He went 4 for 4 for 39 yards. He was seeing the field. He was being Jimmy Garoppolo as he always is to the damn Rams. But it was preseason, so for the other side for us, no Matthew Stafford obviously. So Stinson Bennett got the start. He played mostly 3 quarters, about three and a half quarters. Stinson Bennett went 15 for 24, 142 yards passing with one interception, but he did have a rushing touchdown from 4 yards out, which was something that everybody was impressed with. And then the last few minutes of the game, we went to Brent Rippon, former quarterback of the Denver Broncos. He completed all four of his passes for 14 yards. Nevertheless, it wasn't an inspiring performance. We weren't looking to do much. But it's interesting to know that we are very young on the defensive end. And us being that young is getting us killed in the preseason game. Even though I don't care less about preseason because I really don't. But yeah, just looking at it, getting killed on the defensive side, miss assignments. But this is what you expect when you have a young team. You got a lot of different players going on and whatnot. Um, Jake Herman's the interception that Brian Hoyer threw. Jake Herman caught it and took it back, I believe, 28 yards for a touchdown for a pick six. So the defense did score. We had one offensive touchdown that was Stetson Bennett's 4 yard rushing touchdown, and we had one on defense. They interception pick six, and then we kicked the field goal. So that was our 17 points. Right, the Raiders, on the other hand, pretty much picked us apart, left, right, up, down, whatever which way you want to do it. But that was preseason two. Another loss for the Atlanta Rams here at home at SoFi Stadium, but nevertheless, nobody got severely injured, so we win in that regard. Mike LaFleur, not Matt LaFleur, Mike LaFleur gave his expressions on the second preseason game. With it being said, Matt LaFleur's second preseason game provides more learning opportunities for young rosters. After we wrapped up week two and turned our heads to week three, saw Mike LaFleur saw teachable moments to be applied to the young rosters from Saturday's game against the Raiders. He did an 8 minute press conference, 8 minute press conference that is up on the Rams page. So anytime you want to you want to go in and listen to our OC talk about what he saw from this past week. Go on a rampage. I'm pretty sure most of you did already. But he says he'll quote, just more learning opportunities, right? Again, a lot of new guys out there, a lot of rookies, a lot of second year guys just playing in their second preseason game of this year. So good for a quarterback Stetson Bennett to go out there as the starter in terms of how different that is coming in as the starter compared to coming in as the number two. Some good, some bad, some in between, and a lot of things to coach off of. So that's how that's how Mike LaFleur's season is not bad. I love his thoughts, but we're a young team, especially on the defensive side. So things happen, all right? Things happen. All right, with that being said, we're gonna take our first break here, and then when we come back, we're gonna get back into our season preview when we preview weeks 11 through 14. We'll be back. The Playmakerz bar is proudly sponsored by Fanatics. Fanatics, the number one shop where sports fans across the world love to get their sports gear and fandom on. A wide selection of gears from every league, including the NFL, MLB, NBA, NHL, the NCAA, and of course, the WWE. Whether it is football, basketball, baseball, hockey, even soccer, golf, no matter what sport it is, there's sports appeal for every fan of every sport. Fanatics, where sports fans shop and official license everything. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to Ramily Talk. As you saw that you did see Fanatics, ladies and gentlemen. Fanatics, one of the leading sponsors for the Playmakers Bar and Ramily Talk, ladies and gentlemen. The official license everything with Fanatics. Get everything that you need with Fanatics. You can't go wrong with Fanatics, ladies and gentlemen. You can't go wrong. Best deals in the house. So check out the link below. See what deals they got because they have deals each and every day, each and every week that's going on, especially with the college football season kicking off this week with week zero. Next week is week one. And then after that, we had the NFL season kicking off. So gear up because football season is in the air, okay? With Fanatics, official license, everything. Now that we're back on Ramley Talk, all right, we about to get back into our season preview. As you saw the last time I was on here, we did weeks 5 through 9, leading up to the Rams by week in week 10. You see here the Rams. I have the Rams winning three of the 5 games here. We're gonna lose to the Eagles. We beat the Cardinals. We beat the Steelers. We lose to the Cowboys. Yes, I picked us to lose to the Cowboys in back-to-back seasons. I know. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, but when you have to be authentic and honest, is there's some things you just have to do. And then we go to Green Bay and we taking down Green Bay because I want to see if Jordan Love is everything that people say he is. Okay, I don't see it. Okay, replacing Aaron Rodgers, I don't see it. This is the best time the Rams should beat Green Bay. All right, now week 10 bye week, take a week off, come back in week 11. So in week 11 is beginning of the next topic here, and when we do that, as you see, we are 5-4 through. Matter of fact, before I go to week 11, we are 5-4 through 9 games. So we go into the bye week one game above 500, which is good, very good. Okay, so you want to go back and listen to my thoughts on the first 9 games. Go back and listen to the first 2 episodes. First episode, you have weeks 1 through 4 when we play Seattle, San Fran, Cincinnati on a Monday night, and the Colts. And then the second episode is just the week that you just saw, weeks 5 through 9. Philly, Arizona, Pittsburgh, Dallas, and Green Bay. Okay, we are five. To me, we're 5-4 right now. And coming up, we have our second meeting with the Seattle Seahawks, our second meeting with the Arizona Cardinals, and then we get two AFC North teams with the Cleveland Browns and the Baltimore Ravens. Now, it's kicking off week 11. We're at home against the Seattle Seahawks in week 1. Now, for those of you who don't remember what I did for week 1, then let me remind you, the Seahawks was 9-8. Okay, they finished second in the NFC West. They was the last team to get into the playoffs on the NFC side, and they was ultimately defeated by the San Francisco 49ers in the wild card game. Geno Smith completed 60, almost 70% of his passes throwing for over 4,200 yards, throwing 30 touchdowns to 11 interceptions, having a quarterback rating of close to 101. He was named a comeback player of the year, and he was rewarded with a 3-year, $105 million contract extension. Your leading rusher for the Seahawks is Kenneth Walker III. He had 228 carries last year, just over 1,000 yards rushing with 9 touchdowns. You know the duo of rivalry when it comes to Seahawks is DK Metcalf and Tyler Lockett. Metcalf 90 catches for over 1,000 yards and 6 touchdowns. Tyler Lockett 84 catches, over 1,000 yards receiving with 9 touchdowns. The All-Pro linebacker Bobby Ratner has reunited with the Seattle Seahawks after spending 1 year with us. They extended Jason Myers, so that's a good for them. They signed Devin Bush from the Pittsburgh Steelers. They bring in Julian Love from the New York Giants, and they brought in Draymond Jones from the Denver Broncos. They did lose Gabe Jackson. They did lose Chevy Harris, and they did lose Quentin Jefferson. Okay. A couple of the noticeable draft picks that I've seen, both out the Big Ten. They first draft pick in the first round, they took cornerback Devon Witherspoon from Illinois. That's going to be a good addition into that secondary for the Seattle Seahawks. But it's the second time they picked this that's getting to me because they already have a duo with DK Metcalf and Tyler Lockett. Now they're going to have a trio with Jackson Smith Ajippa from the Ohio State University. Now, news came out that he did suffer a injury to his wrist. Yeah, if I can find it real quick, he did suffer an injury to his wrist. Um, if I remember correctly, I don't think they have a timetable for when he's going to return. But let me double check here. Y'all watching me do this live right now, okay? Because I have to make sure that I'm not make sure I get the facts right, okay? We got to make sure we get the facts right. So I'm looking, I'm not seeing them right now. Let me go to the Seahawks homepage, see if I can find it there. Because it's been reported that he did suffer an injury in the last preseason game. Something that they didn't want to hear, but that's what happened. Here it is. Here we go, right here. Seattle's rookie wide receiver Jackson Smith and the Jet will have surgery to repair a broken bone in his wrist, but still could be ready for the start of the regular season. Coach Pete Carroll confirms on Tuesday. Smith traveled to Philly on Tuesday for surgery. So Pete Carroll says, quote, he got a slight fracture that we just wanted to make sure we do the right thing to ensure that he gets back as soon as possible and as safe as possible. We are going to be optimistic about it. 3-4 weeks, we'll see what happens. We don't know. So you're saying there's a possibility he could miss week 1, and that's the opener against us in Seattle. Nevertheless, as you saw, they swept us. They beat us in LA week 13, 27-23, and then they beat us in week 18 in overtime, 19-16, to get them into the playoffs. Even though we was trying hard to get them not to make the playoffs and get Detroit in, but that didn't happen. Nevertheless, I have the Seahawks beating us week 1 because we're going back to the place where our season ended. And the way the Seahawks feeling right now, it's gonna be hard to go back there and get a different result. Okay. But here's what I'm thinking. Thinking by week 11, okay? We don't have our bye week. We don't did what we needed to do. And matter of fact, while I'm sitting here thinking about it, let me look at the Seahawks schedule because that's part of the reason why this second game is a lot more interesting than the opening week because everybody has played. So when we get here, okay, let's find the Seattle Seahawks. I want to see their schedule. Okay, where are the Seahawks? As you see, live. I'm doing this live right now. Okay, y'all watching me searching for the Seahawks schedule right here, right now. It's not showing me on there. Let me try the ESPN now. ESPN out work for me. Thought the NFL out would cooperate with me. I guess not. Let's go. Where are the Seahawks? The Seahawks will be at Lambeau Field this week for the final preseason game. That should be interesting. All right, so we have the Seahawks week 1. Okay. Let's see. Detroit week 2, Panthers week 3, Giants on a Monday night. Cincinnati, the Cardinals, the Browns, Ravens, Commanders. So they don't have a bye week until when? When is the Seahawks bye week? I don't see their bye week. So it looks like the Seahawks gonna play a lot of games before they get into a bye week, and we are in there twice. So I'm saying when we come off a bye week, we'll be healthy. We'll be feeling good about ourselves. Matthew Stafford, Cooper Cup, that offense will be rolling. Aaron Donald's gonna do what he can to lead a young defense. And then when they come to LA for week 11 in November, the Rams get payback. We beat the Seahawks this time. Difference being the offense being more explosive and the defense is getting together. That young defense is feeling confidence about themselves. They understand what Raheem Morris is doing, what the schemes mean, what to look for, how to watch film and stuff like that, and we get payback. Okay, we get payback. That moves us to 6-4 on the season before we see our second meeting with the Arizona Cardinals. This time we go from home to the desert to face the Cardinals. So we go into Glendale, Arizona on this one. And just like I did with the Seahawks recap, 4-13 last year, they finished last in the division. Kyler Murray completed 66% of his passes, throwing for 22,368 yards, 14 touchdowns, 7 interceptions, a quarterback rating of 87. He ran the ball 67 times for 418 yards and 3 touchdowns in 11 games last year before he tore his ACL. James Conner, leading rusher, 183 carries, 782 yards rushing with 7 touchdowns. DeAndre Hopkins, who is no longer there, has 64 catches for 717 yards and 3 touchdowns in 9 games. Now the new leading receiver for the Cardinals is Marquise Hollywood Brown. And last year he had 67 catches, 709 reception, 709 receiving yards, and 3 touchdowns. They do bring in Zach Pascal from the Indianapolis Colts. They also brought in LJ Collier from the Seahawks and Carlos Watkins from the Dallas Cowboys. Who departed though is the interesting part. No more DeAndre Hopkins, who's with the Tennessee Titans. Okay. Marcus Golden, who's with the Pittsburgh Steelers. Brian Murphy, who's with the Minnesota Vikings, and J.J. Watt retired. Rightfully so, and deservedly so. You fired Cliff Kingsbury after the season. You bring in Jonathan Gannon from Philly to be the new head coach. Kyler Murray, there's no timetable for his return as of yet. As we still saying, there's no timetable for his return coming from that ACL injury that he tore against the New England Patriots. This game, he should be back by this game though. He should be back around. I'm gonna say around. So he tore his week 14. So I'm gonna say around the 9 to 11 week mark is when Kyler Murray is to be expected to return from week 9 to week 11. So that is us right in there at the last part. He should be back, but we played him in week 12, so he should be back by then. Hey, as you know, we split with the Cardinals last year. We got them in week 3 in Arizona, 20-12, and they came to LA and they got us 27-17. I have us winning week 1. I was winning the first meeting in week 6 out in LA because I don't think Kyler Murray will be back by then. And if he is, he ain't gonna be 100%. I got us winning that one. And I don't see anything different when we go to Glendale, Arizona. We go there and win again. We sweep the Arizona Cardinals. I ain't ashamed. I don't care. We sweep the Kyler Murray Arizona Cardinals. All right? Get them out of here. We sweep them. Goodbye. All right? That's enough. So, through 12 weeks, ladies and gentlemen, through 12 football weeks, the Rams will be sitting at 7-4. Do you hear me? 7-4 through 12 weeks. We're gonna take a break though, and when we come back, we got weeks 13 and 14 to preview. Okay, we'll be back. The Playmakerz blog is sponsored by Paramount Plus. Paramount Plus, mountains of entertainment. So much to stream. From shows and movies you can only catch here on Paramount Plus, whether it be from CBS, BET, Comedy Central, Nickelodeon, and so much more. The new home of Showtime. Watch Showtime original series, movies, and sports when you sign up for Paramount Plus with Showtime. Catch exclusive originals from Paramount Plus such as Star Trek Strange Wars, The Family Stallones, Halo, and so much more. You also can stream live sports like NFL on CBS, the UEFA Champions League, the Masters, and the SEC on CBS. Paramount Plus, you can stream up to 3 devices when you create an account. So Paramount Plus plan starts at $5.99. If you hit that link below, you can get a free trial. Paramount Plus, mountains of entertainment.
Gentlemen, to another edition of Into the Net FC.
Kylian Mbappe just all of a sudden finally understood his role, and I think he finally understood that everything Kylian Mbappe has accomplished already, there is still a hell of a lot waiting for him in the future. Kylian Mbappe is only 24 years old. He has accomplished so much, and you know what? Kylian Mbappe has not even reached his prime. Finally seeing, the Marcus Rashford we have been hoping for such a long time, But, this game, after everything Manchester United has been, doing lately, this was actually the ultimate test, to see if Manchester United, honestly was all of a sudden for real.
I explain this. The United States, maybe they have to suffer this loss as a lesson to learn to prepare for the future. Because 4 years from now, the World Cup is in not one, not two, but 3 countries. The United States of America, Canada, and Mexico. Into the Net FC is available on all streaming platforms, including Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Amazon Music, and YouTube.
Welcome back to Ramily Talk. As you saw there, the first commercial that you saw was Paramount Plus. Paramount Plus, you saw stream everything: BET, MTV, Nickelodeon, CBS. You can also go to Showtime if you want to add that to it. Stream live sports. So with the SEC on CBS, if you're a college football fan, you can stream it there. The NFL on CBS, you can stream it there. Okay, you can watch the games that you want to watch. Also, we got soccer to watch too, so I'm bringing that in. Internet LC by my boy Alex Akazad, that he covers soccer. He covers it all. The Women's FIFA World Cup that he just covered. He also covering the Premier League, the UEFA League, and all this can be streamed on Paramount Plus too. The Premier League, the UEFA League, you can stream those on Paramount Plus as well. So to tie both of them in together is something I want you to do. So click the link below. So go ahead and try Paramount Plus for a week. You get 7-day free trial. It's only $6, ladies and gentlemen. $6. You can't go wrong with it. Okay. And then also check out Internet LC, especially if you're a soccer fan all across the world. Check it out. You don't want to miss that. Now that we're back, we are 7-4 going into week 13, according to my preseason predictions. As we continue on this season preview of Ramily Talk here. And then when we go to week 13, it's a home game against the Cleveland Browns. For those of you who don't remember, we are playing the entire AFC North, and we had the entire NFC East on our schedule. So we have the AFC North Cleveland Browns here at home at SoFi Stadium, week 13. Now the Cleveland Browns finished 7-10. They was last in the AFC North. Jacoby Brissett completed 64% of his passes, throwing for over 2,600 yards with 12 touchdowns, 6 interceptions, with a quarterback rating of 89, close to 89. That's because Deshaun Watson was suspended for the first 12 games of the season due to all the unnecessary things that he did with the masseuses. And I'm just gonna leave it like that. But he did come back to finish out and play the final 5, 6 games. So Deshaun Watson completed in those limited time games that he played, completed 58% of his passes, throwing for just over 1,100 yards with 7 touchdowns, 5 interceptions, and a quarterback rating of 79. We all know the leading rusher for the Cleveland Browns. That is Nick Chubb. Carried the ball over 300 times, ran for over 1,500 yards, but struggled getting in the end zone for some reason, which is interesting. Then you have the leading receiver, that is Amari Cooper, who has 78 catches, over 1,100 receiving yards, and 9 touchdowns. Okay. They depart ways with safety John Johnson III, who is back with us in the Rams. And they also departed with defensive end Javavion Clowney, who stayed within the division and signed with the Baltimore Ravens. Okay. Now they do bring in defensive lineman Dalvin Tomlinson from the Minnesota Vikings, Ed rusher Aju- Obunana Okukiwo from the Houston Texans. They bring in wide receiver Goodwin from the Seattle Seahawks, wide receiver Elijah Moore when a trade from the Jets, tight end Jordan Atkins from the Houston Texans, and Jerron Thornhill from the Kansas City Chiefs. Now, Deshaun Watson had his first full offseason rep with his team because he couldn't do it last year because he was suspended for so many games. But he had his first full rep with his team. Now he's getting better acquainted with Nick Chubb. He's getting better acquainted with David Njoku, the tight end, and he's getting better acquainted with wide receiver Amari Cooper. So things could get interesting up in Cleveland. Now they have a full offseason together that they spent together. The last time they Cleveland faced off against the Rams, it was back in 2019, week 3, in Cleveland with the Rams winning 20-13. And Baker Mayfield was the quarterback of the Browns that year. So, with that being said, it's not gonna be easy. It's not gonna be fun because Deshaun Watson has a full offseason under his belt. He's back in football shape, and you have one of the physicalest runners in the league in Nick Chubb. So I don't know, man. I don't know how this game's gonna go in LA. I don't know. I don't know, but I think the Rams can pull it off, despite going against a team that is physical like this, like Cleveland. I think we can pull it off. I think we can pull it off because I don't think outside of Nick Chubb, Mark Cooper, and Deshaun Watson, they don't really have major weapons because Kareem Hunt is no longer there. Uh, Peoples Jones, he have his moments when he want to, but so it might be a little easier for the Rams defense to get to Deshaun Watson. But it's Deshaun Watson is a playmaker, so don't get it twisted. That man will make plays, and he will make it challenging for the Rams. But I think we eke out a close win against the Cleveland Browns and Deshaun Watson. We are 8-4 going into week 14, ladies and gentlemen. 8-4. I unbelievable. I believe in Sean McVay. I believe in Matthew Stafford. I believe in Aaron Donald. I believe in this team that they can bounce back. We're 8-4 going into week 14. And week 14, we go to Baltimore again. We're going back to MMT Bank Field to take on Lamar Jackson and the Baltimore Ravens. This should be fun because 10-7 finished second in the AFC North. They got a wild card spot and they was defeated by the Cincinnati Bengals in the wild card round. Lamar Jackson completed 62.3% of his passes, throwing for 2,242 yards, 17 touchdowns to 7 interceptions with a quarterback rating of 91. He also carried the ball 112 times, 64 yards, and 3 touchdowns before being injured and missing out the last 5 games of the season. J.K. Dobbins, the leading running back rusher for the Baltimore Ravens, 92 carries for 520 yards and 2 touchdowns. The leading receiver is tight end Mark Andrews, who had 73 catches for 847 yards and 5 receiving touchdowns. Now, I'm gonna do the departure first. Calais Campbell departed and went to the ATL to join the Atlanta Falcons. Offensive lineman Ben Powers is off to Denver to join the Broncos. Offensive lineman Tristan Collin is with the New York Jets. Linebacker Justin Houston is out on the free market. Also out on the free market is linebacker Jason Pierre-Paul. And cornerback Marcus Peters is with the Las Vegas Raiders. Now, the Ravens brought in Trayvon Moeller from the Arizona Cardinals. They brought in running back Justin Hill. And they brought in wide receiver Odell Beckham Jr. And then when they got to their first pick of the 2023 NFL Draft, pick 22nd, they used it on Boston College wide receiver Zay Flowers. So they weren't done adding because they added offensive coordinator Todd Monken as the new OC. And then Lamar Jackson got his contract. 5 years, $260 million contract with one $185 million guaranteed. You added 2 wide receivers. Odell Beckham Jr., he was a Super Bowl champion with the Los Angeles Rams. And you bring in one of the stud receivers from college and from Boston College, it's Zay Flowers. J.K. Dobbins is healthy now. Melvin Gordon is part of that backfield as well. And Lamar Jackson got his money. It's going to be one crazy time to watch the Baltimore Ravens this year. The last time we faced off with the Baltimore Ravens, it was back in 2021 in Baltimore when we played them in Week 17 and we won 20-19. A very close game. Lamar Jackson was hurt. I forgot who was the quarterback then. Can't remember who was the quarterback then at the moment. I think it was John. I want to say. I can't think right now. I forgot. But the back quarterback was in. Gave us a hell of a game, but we snuck out of there with a victory as we went on our way to win Super Bowl 56. But now, 2 years later, we're going back to Baltimore to face Baltimore Ravens again. And this time it's Week 14. And if Lamar Jackson and them are healthy, I think we're in trouble. Because if Lamar Jackson is healthy and that team is rocking and rolling like I think they will around this time, we taking an L to Baltimore this go around. Okay, we taking an L to the Baltimore Ravens. All right, we just gonna take it out. Just gonna take it out. So with that being said, we go on a 3-game winning streak, ladies and gentlemen. Week 11, we get payback on the Seattle Seahawks at home in SoFi Stadium. Then we go to the desert, Glendale, Arizona. We take care of the Arizona Cardinals yet again, sweeping them. And then we gonna eke out a one. We might steal a victory from the Cleveland Browns because I got a feeling they're gonna come in, they're gonna bust us in our mouth, and somehow, some way, we gonna find a way. We gonna find a way to get past the Sean Watson and the Cleveland Browns before we take an L to the Baltimore Ravens out in Baltimore, Maryland. Okay. So with that being said, we're going to Week 15, 8-5. Can you feel it? 8-5. And now I will tell you this: if this come out to be true, and we 8-5 going to Week 15, I'm gonna come on here and I'm gonna add the food, okay? Because some of y'all are being realistic. Y'all don't see what's going on. Because when I posted on there, when I said 5-4 through 9 weeks, y'all was like, I can't see it. And they say 3 wins, 3-6, 4-5. So that's around the ballpark where we at with some of the Ramily, okay? 3-6, 4-5, maybe, okay? Some of y'all said 6-3 through 9 weeks. So now we do Week 14. I say 8-5 through Week 14, okay? 8-5. How you like that, okay? And I ain't backing off of it. It is what it is, okay? All right. So that's all I got for you today on this Ramily Talk, okay? That's all I got. Next week, we will finish out the schedule with weeks 15 through 18. And if my mind serves me correct, I think we have a Thursday night game on there. We have a meeting with the New York Giants. We have a meeting with the San Francisco 49ers again. And I think we have a meeting with the Washington Commanders. That could be interesting with the Washington Commanders, okay? Those are our last 4 games, and we see what I'm at as we finish the season. And are we a playoff contention team all of a sudden after one dismal season of 2022? But until then, thank you for tuning in to Ramily Talk. Subscribe to Ramily Talk on all podcast directories: Apple, Google, Spotify, Amazon Music, iHeartRadio. If you want to catch the video version of Ramily Talk, subscribe to our YouTube channel that is also in the show notes. Just subscribe, get with it. It's all about the Los Angeles Rams when it comes to Ramily Talk. I am your host, the Playmaker down in Silence here. I'm signing out. I will catch y'all next Thursday to finish out the season preview for weeks 15 through 18. Give you my final prediction for the Los Angeles Rams season, and if we are a playoff contending team, or we have to go to another season of missing the playoffs. Deuces.
Thank you for tuning in to Ramily Talk. Ramily Talk is sponsored by Fanatics, Lids, and Paramount Plus. Get your favorite sports appeal with Fanatics or Lids, and get great streaming service with Paramount Plus. If you want to donate to the program, you can donate to us via Cash App, $D Playmakers. That is again, $D Playmakers. And remember, you can follow and subscribe to Ramily Talk on all podcast directories, including Apple, Google, Spotify, Amazon Music, and YouTube. And those of you who are on Apple, leave us a rate review, leave comments on how you feel about Ramily Talk and the episode that you listen to. Tune in again next time for more Ramily Talk, hosted by the Playmaker.